Ladies and gentlemen, we're back here live at the National. My co-host is still sitting with us.
We're still going strong, baby.
Bleecher. Reid, the same thing we did in the last podcast, I'd like you to do now because I'd like to be introduced to one of the legends here. Reid, please introduce our guest.
Dom right here, like I said 2 seconds ago,
Yes.
probably the most humble person there ever is, probably the nicest person. If he likes you, he loves you. He's a very good man. Owner of East West Brakes, Gulf Coast Cards, you name it, he probably does it. Dominus.
That's true. Thank you very much for having me on the show.
Welcome to Radio's Yard. Welcome to the Live in a Dollar podcast. I appreciate you sitting with us right now.
Of course.
I'll start real quickly, and then I'm going to let Reid ask too. Your first national was when, by the way? So I asked.
About 5 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
The evolution from 5 years ago to today, what we're sitting with today, this madness here today, have you looked around yet? Have you seen around yet? Because to me, it's my first one. I don't know what 5 years ago looked like, but this is about as insane as I've ever seen something.
I think that I think it's pretty much the same from 5 years ago. 5 years ago, the COVID boom, everyone talks about that, and
Right.
the uprise and the uptick in collecting. I think it was pretty astonishing back then, right?
Yeah.
But with that said, I think that over the last 5 years, it's definitely been there's more modern, there's more innovation, Whatnot's got everything going on.
Right.
A lot more passion in this room.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's been a lot of cash all the time. I mean, you walk around, you can see somebody that's wearing the shittiest outfit.
Right.
You think that he's sleeping on the street.
Right.
But meanwhile, he's got a bag full of
You talking about me, Dom?
no. But meanwhile, he's got a bag full of cards
He's
that
got $1 million in the bag.
$5 million.
Right.
I saw somebody 2 days ago with a collection that had like $10 million collection, and you have no idea.
Perfect for me to follow up. It's our question we asked before. How much right now in this room, card-wise, how much you think's in here money-wise? I said
200 million.
I set the over-under at $2 billion.
Yeah.
2 billion.
$2 billion
Yeah.
with a B.
No, I don't know.
We all agreed it was in the billion.
Really?
Yeah.
At least $1 billion.
I had a guy sitting here the other day, just here, one of our big boys,
Yeah.
who opened up his case and he had almost $2 million. That's one guy.
Yeah.
I'm not saying every guy's got $2 billion.
Yeah, I mean, every guy definitely doesn't.
I
there's
think
a lot.
about Golden.
I'll
How
tell you.
much they have?
I'll tell you right now. There's a lot of people spinning free wheels for
Yes,
free giveaways.
I agree.
So
Look at the line for our machine.
if I had to take a guess, it would be north of 300 million. I don't know about billion, but
Okay.
maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, there's got to be. I'm sure there's any of those Honus Wagner cards here.
Right. I was just about
Right?
to say, one of those is
Couple
here,
of
all of a
those.
sudden it's that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, conservatively,
Okay, 300 million
north
plus.
of a few hundred million.
What do you think the money spent with all these setups? Every setup in this.
Transactions.
Hundreds of millions, easily.
Yeah.
Because you have wax too.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm thinking singles, but now I'm looking right across, and there's all this wax.
Right.
And then you have the bigger guys like the, Blowout Cards and David Adams, Steel Cities they're moving weight.
Right.
So
They're moving a lot. There's a lot going on in this room.
Speaking about moving weight, probably the biggest breaker. Maybe top. I would say top 3. Probably the biggest breaker on Fanatics Live.
I love this.
How did you start East West Breaks? How did that all come to fruition?
I started the business because my friend Joe right over there asked me to borrow money. And from there, he was breaking on Facebook, built a good group. We expanded the Facebook group over time. Clearly, the Whatnot and live streaming world took over. So like Facebook and some of those other platforms took a little bit of a hit and had like no growth. While these guys were on fire, Bleacher Breaks, Backyard Breaks. And it got to a point where about 9 months ago, I would say that we said, we have to shut down all the Facebook operations. It's not where the future is going to be.
Right.
Obviously, with Fanatics taking over licensing agreements, things of that nature, it made the most sense to just move to Fanatics Live.
So
we jumped all in on it.
No, okay, it's perfect because that's another follow-up for you, and I'll use card terms also. If right now I told you we're at the halfway point of what this hobby is going to look like 10 years from now, are we closer to the ceiling or the floor of where this hobby could get to?
Of where it can get to?
Yeah,
Closer to the floor right now, in my opinion.
and because there's so much upside, you think?
I think there's a lot more upside. I think there's a lot more collector experience. I think the collectors are more educated now.
Right.
But it's going to be a little bit tough for the manufacturers, Topps, Fanatics, whatever happens with Panini. But they're going to have to get creative to keep everyone excited rather. And I think that seeing the athletes now that are coming around and they're spending money too.
Right.
And then you have these social media influencers that are involved as well. I mean, they're pushing the market also. So we had a little bit of that maybe 5 years ago, but when you would see whales coming in the chat, spending or whatever.
Right.
But now you have more of that. You have more athletes, you have more celebrities, you have more social media influencers. I think it could go up even more.
I will say it's probably, as a business, it's probably been the hottest it's ever been in a while.
Right. I would think that too. Well, I'll just tell you and I'm new to the game. My background is sports radio. I did it for 25 years. Then I jumped into this.
Incredible voice, right?
Fantastic.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Could be a great breaker. Are you a breaker?
I am a breaker. Yes, at Backyard Radio, by the way, if anyone's listening or watching. I hope they are watching and listening. One thing I've seen, especially for being in sports radio for so long and this and that, I'm going to let you go in a minute because I know you're busy.
You're good.
Caitlin Clark, the explosion with her and what she's done to this industry in the last 6 months, 8 months, a year, whatever it's been. Has there been an impact like that in the last 5 years for both you guys? Something like that, like it's been with her? Anything before that? Wemby, guys like that, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean,
Caitlin Clark's another animal.
For us, or at least for me, the biggest spike that I saw was in the 1920 class, like John Morant.
Zion, yeah.
I mean, it was, and then literally followed that up by the 2020 class of football, which was Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Jordan Love, Justin Herbert, Jalen, whatever, all those guys. Tua. That was the fifth one. And, we were, I think, Reid hit the John Morant flawless logo man.
He sold it.
We hit the Joe Burrow NFL Shield 1-of-1.
Right.
Like that specific time is when this thing went through the moon.
Right.
I felt like more than Caitlin Clark in my opinion.
Right. Yeah.
And then throughout like being in the hobby for the last 5 years, I think me and Reid being a little bit younger, the older collectors are having like those Honus Wagners.
You're younger, Don?
And then being a little bit younger than like.
I'm kidding.
I'm not young enough.
You try to put us in the same age group. I may look a little stressed.
Listen, Reid.
I'm like 10 years younger.
I'm saying I'm not collecting Honus Wagners.
Yeah.
But I'm saying
That's
over
fair.
the last few years now, we see like the Honus Wagners, we see like the Mickey Mantles, and we see more of that, and they're hitting these crazy numbers.
Right.
Where when we first came in, it was all modern,
Yeah.
and it was all like the hot players, and it was like the Zion John 1920 class, and then it was the 2020 Cookman class.
Right.
So like that's what was like, holy shit.
Yeah. But it's never been. The market's not as hot as it was in 2020. Because I remember buying boxes of wax. You buy like a $400 box of Prism Hobby. The day it gets to your doorstep, the next day, that box is $600.
Oh, yeah.
You wait 2 days, it's $800.
Right.
You wait a week, it's $1,000. Everything is running.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah, that was more than the Caitlin Clark era in my opinion.
Okay.
And for the wax too, like
Streaming wise, it's very hot now.
Yeah.
But
for
on
sure.
like a wax basis, like ripping sports cards.
No, and that's why I figured it's a perfect question for you two. Been in here since kind of the boom started,
Yeah.
and now I'm just kind of joining as this. I started breaking in February, so that's when I started, and then all of a sudden the Caitlin Clark, all the royalty came out in the last like 2 months. I never seen anything like it. It was just the most craziest.
That was a
product I've ever seen.
phenomenal curated product, and it was great for the timing and for Caitlin Clark and all that stuff. I think that's awesome. But then, like you think about it, you would think like, oh, 2017 was a great year, but Mahomes didn't even play in 17.
Right.
And then you find out that those boxes at that time, because the market wasn't as hot, it probably was upticking, but those boxes were going for like $500
Right.
for an NT box. Now they're $70K a case.
What was like the biggest flip wax wise? Like, did you have any 2017 NT laying around?
I didn't. I wasn't in that time. If I bought 2017 NT, I probably bought it. If it's going for $70,000 today, I was able to get it maybe at the $35,000-$40,000 mark. But the biggest thing is obviously building our rapport with our distributors,
Right.
being able to get our hands on the quantity,
Right.
and then from that, it's the having the volume, and then like you said, during that time frame, boxes were spiking through the roof. It didn't matter what the product was.
All right. One last for both of you, and I'll let you both run. You're only allowed to rip one box of wax right now in front of you. I'll go get it hypothetically, because I'm not rich.
Yeah.
But you both could do one. What are you ripping? One box, anything you want.
I could only rip like flawless or NT. I don't have patience for multiple cards.
Okay.
I
Same
would
thing.
say, just because I missed the big rush on it.
Yeah.
Rookie royalty, Caitlin Clark.
Okay. Right. Because there's a huge rush.
I mean, that's only 2 cards, so I would even go for something like
Smaller,
that. That's
smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
You're a dynasty guy.
I'm a 1 card guy.
Open it up. That's it. That's perfect.
Instant gratification.
Dom, Reid, in all honesty, thank you both. I'm new to the business. I'm glad you both sat down with me today.
Thank you.
You definitely held my ego up by sitting out here, so I appreciate both of you for that. Thank you very much, and thank you for doing this for the business.
My
because
pleasure.
without guys like you who started this, who made it big, this room wouldn't be like it is today.
Thank you
It
so
wouldn't
much.
be at this point. So thank you
I
for sitting
appreciate
down.
it. Thank you.
Thank you for sitting down on the podcast. That's Don. That's Reid. Legends
guys.
here on the Live in a Dollar Podcast Network. We're at the National. We're in Chicago. We're live. Ladies and gentlemen, stick with us. Make sure you subscribe, comment, all that stuff. We'll always be, guys, live in a dollar.